Imagine being forced into an emotional reckoning by sharing a lucid dream with a coworker. Hi, I'm author R.L. Raintree, and this is Reels and Reads, where I give honest reviews and occasional spoilers. Two Sleepy People is a film by Baron Ryan and Caroline Grossman that comes off as sort of a Woody Allen esque style of filmmaking, and it forces you to reevaluate your position in life. It forces you to redetermine whether or not you are truly happy with the way your life is going. I love the simplicity of this film. It didn't need anything flashy. It didn't need to go over the top with drama and with tones and storylines. It's a simple existential crisis that happens emotionally, internally, and in a dream. So you have Sid, who is married to Donna, and he has a coworker named Lucy. Now, Sid is just floating through life, just trying to survive, and he is convinced that he is happy. Along comes Lucy, who is doing everything she can to be happy by maintaining control and doing whatever it takes to be a people pleaser. And then, for reasons that are never explained and don't need to be explained, these two wind up in a lucid dream one night. They're both there. They don't know why they're there, but their quirky personalities, their desire to please each other the same as they would anyone else in their real lives, makes this kind of lighthearted and fun. It's kind of silly, it's kind of awkward, and then there's the tension. You see, Sid is married to Donna, but he is having far more fun with Lucy in this dream. And now we have some emotional and sexual tension there, which forces him to have to confront whether or not he actually loves his wife and whether or not he wants to stay there. That's about as much spoiling as I'm going to do. Suffice it to say that every time that Lucy and Sid are in this dream, they are forced to confront a part of their real lives that they have done everything within their power to hide, to bury, to just push past so that they could accept their lives as they are. But as so many of us learn in life, sometimes you have to confront the things that you couldn't handle at one point in your life so that you can resolve them and find yourself in a better place, or maybe not. Again, I loved how quirky this film was. I love how it didn't promise to be this, emotional thing that breaks us down into tears and makes us feel like this is a blockbuster film. It's not. It's simple. It's all about the story, and you will think about your own life every minute of this film. There are moments where the characters go through a growth process, a purging process, and you may be moved to tears for a couple of those depending on what your life is like. But it promises to be simple, quirky, lighthearted, and yet give you an emotional overhaul at the same time, and it definitely delivers. As far as what doesn't work, I can't see anything that does not work. The only way this film doesn't work for you is if this is not your style. If you're a person who liked Curb Your Enthusiasm, you're going to love this movie. If you liked Seinfeld, you're going to love this movie. That's not to say that this is a film about nothing. That's just not true. This is a film where you have to think. And I don't mean that it's complicated and there are Easter eggs. It just means that it's more like a philosophical film, more like a psychological film in that you're going to therapy, and less like a film where everything is handed to you on a silver platter. It allows the film to breathe. It allows the dialogue to breathe. There's no distracting sets, no, unnecessary action sequences and quests that these characters have to go on. It's very simple, and it's something that could very easily be portrayed on stage, on Broadway, community theater, which is definitely a big draw for me as well. The thing about this film that is going to divide audiences is the ending. Some people like a perfect little bow, and some people may say there was a perfect little bow. It's all about the perspective. I liked the ending. There are some things that I wanted to see a little bit more, but I'm used to having, happily ever afters fed to me. This would be more like an implication as to whether or not it's happily ever after or not. I won't ruin that for you, but it's definitely implied. It's definitely not put in your face precisely how things are going to go. It's not a cliffhanger. It's not one of those things where you're going to have to go to YouTube to figure out what the ending meant, but it is definitely going to be one of those things where people are going to give different interpretations. And I really miss when films used to do that. This film is truly refreshing because it allows us to just accept the material for what it is. It's like a work of art, and that will all have slightly different interpretations, slightly different opinions on what Sid should have done, what Lucy should have done, what Donna should have done. It's some of us are even going to notice how it's a lot like The Office in some scenes, but we're all going to have a different perspective of this film, which I love. I could definitely see audiences having lengthy conversations about it. I could see people in college classes, college courses discussing this film as to whether or not it meant this, whether it meant that. Definitely a philosophical yet artful piece that is refreshing in a world full of nothing but blockbuster films that tank and superhero films. I give this film 5 stars for its originality, its simplicity, its cleanness, and the way it made me think, the way it sort of cleaned my palate in the world of film. This is something I haven't seen in a very long time, and I do like having a Woody Allen-esque film without Woody Allen. It really, really helped. I truly did enjoy Woody Allen's style of filmmaking, but for obvious reasons, I don't want to give Woody Allen any money, so it was nice to get that style without the controversial director. Two Sleepy People has just opened in theaters nationwide, so tell me, will you go watch this? And if you do, do me a favor, come back and let's have a little philosophical debate, little philosophical discussion about emotions, therapy, and what you liked or didn't like about this film. If you'd like more content like this, you can follow me on my Patreon, my TikTok, and my Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. Raintree out.